Alright guys, well here we are at week 6, and hard to believe it's this far into it already. I know it's hard to keep up with everything. I know it's hard to keep that motivation. I mean, I just got to keep trying to plug away at it, just keep getting it done a little bit at a time. There is one thing I would like to say. I've tried to be very, very helpful, very lenient with all of you, especially if you email me with an issue, with a problem. That being said, there's starting to be a lot of you who are not completing the assignments, a lot more than what there was before. Please get on these assignments, get them done. All right, I've tried to make it as straightforward, as easy as possible. I've tried not to overwhelm you with too much work. I need you guys to get this work done though, because otherwise your grades are going to suffer greatly. And right now, this is a very, very good opportunity for you to bring your overall grade up very high, to improve your GPA. You've got a lot of opportunities here because, obviously there's not as much work being given as what we would be doing in class, at least in my class. I can't speak for all classes. And, probably easier in some regards than what we would be doing in class. And so you need to just take advantage of this. Remember, just a few more weeks left. We'll get through it all. For those of you who've been keeping up with your work, doing it every week, thank you so much. You're awesome. For those of you who have been communicating, that's awesome. That's exactly what I need you to be doing. Keep it up, and we will be through with this before you know it. So this week, I'm going to have another story for you to read. It's back to a reading week. This one is called Harrison Bergeron, by Kurt Vonnegut Jr. Really interesting story. There's, of course, here the link for the audio so that you can listen along as you read. And it's a story about how a society has finally achieved equality and what happens at that point. So very, very interesting story. All right, so like normal, the second half of this video here, I am going to be going over the story questions. So wait until you've read the story to listen to the second part of the video so that you are not having things given away. I'm not spoiling anything. All right. I will put the timestamp in the description part of the video, and now I will be going on to the story questions. So number 1, your thoughts, reactions, questions about the story. Same thing. I just want to know, what did you think of it? What are you left, wondering? All right, question 2. What is the purpose of the handicaps? Everybody in society has handicaps placed on them, or at least most people do. Why? Why do they have these handicaps placed on them? Number 3. Whoops. What keeps happening to George that prevents him from finishing his thoughts? Every single time he has a thought, something happens, and he can't finish his thought. What is that something? Number 4. Why is Harrison in jail? All right, this one's pretty straightforward. You just got to look back in the text. Why is he in jail? Number 5, what happens to Harrison at the end of the story? Same thing, just go back to the story. Look in the story, tell me what happens. Number 6, how intelligent are George and Hazel Bergeron? Alright, so look at George, tell me how intelligent he is, and then look at Hazel and tell me how intelligent she is. Number 7, how are the ballerinas handicapped? And why are they handicapped in the ways that they are? So you've got 2 parts to the question here. How are they handicapped? So what particular things do they have on them, around them, etc., that make them handicapped? And then why are they handicapped in this way? If they're covering, their hair with something, why would they be doing that? Well, because maybe their hair is beautiful and their hair can't be any more beautiful than any other person's hair. Number 8, What would be the penalty for George attempting to lighten the load of the handicap bag he is required to wear around his neck by removing one or more lead ball bearings from it? This one here, just look back in the story. The answer is straight there in the story, word for word. Number 9, describe Harrison's handicaps. And what has the handicapper general's office required him to wear and why? So you'll have to look back in the story, list all of the things that he has had placed on him, around him, in him, all of that has handicapped him in some way, and then why? Why does he have all these handicaps? Number 10. This one's kind of a bit of a, what do you think type question. So if this hypothetical society had just focused its time and energy on making sure every citizen was treated equally under the law and overcoming racism, sexism, classism, etc., and closing the extreme gap between the wealthiest and the poorest people so that everyone would have all their basic needs met, how would that society be different? So this is kind of a what if question, you can kind of go where you want with it, but just kind of think it through, think about it, and how would the society have been different? All right, 11. When this society tried to make everyone equal, they brought everyone down to the lowest common denominator. They brought everyone down to the lowest intelligence, the lowest physical ability, the lowest everything. Now, why would they do that instead of bringing everyone up to the highest? Because you would think that if you're trying to make everybody equal, you would bring everybody up to the highest. But they bring everybody down to the lowest. Why? And then what would the effects be on society if every single person in society is brought down to the lowest common denominator? And I'm not saying that, that it's, I'm not trying to make any comment here about, intelligence or anything. I'm just trying to say, like, why is it not a good thing if you have all these multiple levels of intelligence, and we know that that's natural within a society? What are the effects on society if we all just are brought down to the absolute lowest intelligence? Okay, and then number 12, you see this picture here. It is describing the difference between equality and equity. And so just have a look at the picture, and what is it telling you about equality and equity? And what should we be striving for in society, and why? In society, we always talk about, oh, we want equality, we want everybody, everybody equal under the law, everybody equal this, everybody equal that. Is that really what we should be striving for? Is it a good thing to strive for? Should we be focused on something more like equity? So just think about it, write down your response, and that is the end of the questions for this week. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate. Email me, comment. I will answer back to you. I will have your grades updated as quickly as I can, and we will just keep moving along. We will be done before you know it. So hope everyone has a great day.